I think the value for the SOGI-123 campaign for educators is many. I think it provides the educators, the administrators, the districts with the tools to develop policies, which is really critical in terms of creating that type of environment where it's inclusive.
Without standalone policies explicitly referencing lesbian, gay, trans, and other members of the LGBTQ community, it's too easy just to gloss things over when school districts or schools retreat to simply talking about bullying.
Our research has really been looking over the last years about how policies and how different practices in schools actually can help young people in schools. Not just anti-bullying, but also policies that set up how schools welcome and celebrate people of diverse orientations and gender identities. And what we found here in British Columbia has been really interesting. Compared to school districts that don't have inclusive policies, those that have LGBTQ inclusive policies show lower levels of discrimination, lower levels of problems because of alcohol or drug use, and lower rates of suicidal thoughts and suicide attempts, not just among sexual minority youth, but actually among straight youth as well. A lot of times, the sort of homophobic or transphobic or biphobic bullying is focused around the perception that people aren't fitting sort of the gender norms. And the reality is that if you're being bullied because people think you're gay, you're still being bullied, and that has those negative consequences. Policies are a great start. How do we actually create inclusion for the diverse range of young people across gender, across sexuality, across ethnicity, and the variety of diversity that we see in schools?
The development of our inclusion policy here in Nanaimo Ladysmith Public Schools has been an evolution. We had difficulty getting people to know that it existed. We decided that really we needed an inclusion policy so that we could protect the rights of all of our minority groups, visible or invisible. And that gave us the teeth to do the important work around SOGI.
We decided that we needed a gender-neutral washroom. Our school has been accommodating for students who required separate bathroom facilities, but we found that they were inadequate. I didn't actually make action towards this until the QSA's own students came forward and said, we need to get a gender-neutral washroom here at the school. So it was actually based on their actions. As of September this year, we will now have our first multi-user gender-neutral washroom installed and ready for use for all of our students at our school.
We realized early on that not all of our schools had GSA, so not all of our students had that ability to connect with a safe adult within their building. So with the blessing of the school district, we decided that we would host our own GSA at the school board office. It has been such a wonderful experience for me personally, but I know for the kids as well. It was a way for us to provide resources and safe adults for them to talk to. I always remember the first time they walked in the door and realized they weren't the only kids. And you know, the success story is we have between 40 and 60 kids that are able to come to our district GSA on a regular basis, and it's been phenomenal and it's hugely rewarding.
When you're starting a class and you're getting to know the students, it can be really good to create a lot of opportunities for people to disclose their pronouns. Doing it verbally in front of the entire class when a person's just walked into the classroom and hasn't been able to build a trusting relationship with you as a teacher can be a little jarring for everyone. So if you can create a form where youth can fill out information that would be useful for them to share with you, you could have a little box that says, like, can I disclose this with the class? It's sort of up to you, but the more opportunities you create, the more a chance there is for a youth or a few youth to step up eventually when they're comfortable to say, these are my pronouns and this is what I would prefer.
You need training for teachers, for administrators, for school staff, for everyone. You also need to make sure that there are those other opportunities to sort of create that inclusion in the classroom. So that might mean including information in curriculum. It may mean actually the opportunity to write about social justice in your English class. My advice would be to continue to learn everything you can. There's a lot of great research and good ideas out there. The other thing is to listen to the kids.